Good morning, people. This is Thursday, June 21st. It's 11 a.m. Looking at two new audio tapes and videotape released of Zimmerman on site. One was released by CNN, one was released by the AP, Associated Press. Zimmerman in the CNN statement says that Trayvon came out from behind the bushes. In this video statement where he's being questioned, he's really in the middle of the courtyard and talks about Trayvon behind him, walking behind him, and doesn't mention the bushes, and you don't really see the bushes anywhere nearby here where he's talking. Let's play this.
I looked, I didn't see anything again, and I was walking back to my truck. And then when I got to right about here, he yelled from behind me to the side of me. He said, "Yo, you got a problem?" And I turned around, and I said, "No, I don't have a problem, man."
Where was he at? About?
He was about there, but he was walking towards me.
Nothing around there. It's in the middle of the...
Yes, sir. Like I said, I was already past that, so I didn't see exactly so that I could meet the police officer. And then they said, I said, "He's not here." They said, "Do you still want him to come?" And I said, "Yes." And they said, "Where do you
see some bushes back by the apartments there.
To meet me at my truck. I passed here, I looked, I didn't see anything again, and I was walking back to my truck. And then when I got to right about here, he yelled from behind me to the side of me. He said, "Yo, you got a problem?" And I turned around, and I said, "No, I don't have a problem, man."
Where was he at? About?
He was about there, but he was walking towards me.
Walking towards him.
Yes, sir. Like I said, I was already...
You see where the detective showed him walking out of.
Where he came from, but he was about where you were.
He says he didn't see where he came from. There's no bushes back there. You see back here, this is where... So presumably he came walking. Now let's go... That was the AP. Here we have audio tape. This is CNN. Just released June 21st. 5 dislikes, 5 likes. I guess this one set out to divide us again, huh?
I was walking back through to where my car was, and he jumped out from the bushes, and he said, "What the fuck's your problem, homie?" And I got my cell phone out to call 911 this time, and I said, "Hey man, I don't have a problem." And he goes, "No, now you have a problem," and he punched me in the nose. At that point, I fell down. I tried to defend myself. He just started punching me in the face, and I started screaming for help. I couldn't see, I couldn't breathe. As soon as he punched me, I fell backwards into the grass. Then he was wailing on my head, and then I started yelling help. When I started yelling for help, he grabbed my head and he started hitting my head into the... I tried to sit up and yell for help, and then he grabbed my head and started hitting it into the sidewalk. When he started doing that, I slid into the grass to try and get out from under him, and so that he would stop hitting my head into the sidewalk. And I was still yelling for help, and I could see people looking, and some guy yells out, "I'm calling 911," and I said, help me, he's killing me." And he puts his hand on my nose and on my mouth, and he says, "You're gonna die tonight." And I don't remember much after that. I just remember I couldn't breathe, and then he still kept trying to hit my head against the pavement, or I don't know if there was a sign or what it was. So when I slid, my jacket and my shirt came up, and when he said, "You're gonna die tonight," I felt his hand go down on my side, and I thought he was going for my firearm. So I grabbed it immediately, and as he banged my head again, I just pulled out my firearm and shot him. Okay. I'm on my back. He's on top of me. Okay. He's mounted on top of me. And
You heard Zimmerman talk for 2 minutes, really, almost, without being interrupted. Then he says, I shot him, and immediately within a second, the interviewer interrupts him and misdirects him about being on top or who's on top. This is a very, very clever tactic, people. Listen. Come on. Come on. Don't do this to me now.
I'm on my back. He's on top of me. He's mounted on top of me. And I just... my firearm. So I grabbed it immediately, and as he banged my head again, I just pulled out my firearm and shot him. I'm on my back. He's on top of me.
How can she lead the witness in that statement? How can she lead
the... and then he falls off, and he's like, alright, you got...
Now, I'm going to play back the beginning and let you people connect some dots, where he said...
I was walking back through to where my car was, and he jumped out from the bushes, and he's...
I started screaming, help, help, as loud as I could. And then is when he grabbed me. Oh, I tried to sit up, and that's when he grabbed me by the head and tried to slam my head down. And were you on the cement? No, my body was on the grass. My head was on the cement. Yes, sir. That's as best as I could feel through my jacket. I felt like my body was on the grass and my head was on the cement, and he just kept slamming and slamming. And I kept yelling, help, 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 as loud as I could. He put his hand on his nose, on my nose, and his other hand on my mouth. He said, shut the up. And then I tried squirming again, because all I could think about was when he was hitting my head against, it felt like my head was going to explode, and I thought I was going to lose consciousness. So I tried to squirm so that I could get, because he only had a small portion of my head on the concrete. So I tried to squirm off the concrete. And when I did that, somebody here opened the door, and I said, help me, help me. And they said, I'll call 911. I said, no, help me. I need help. And I don't know what they did, but that's when my jacket had moved up, and I had my firearm on my right side hip. My jacket moved up, and he saw it. I feel like he saw it. He looked at it, and he said, you're going to die tonight. And he reached for it, but he reached, like I felt his arm going down to my side, and I grabbed it, and I just grabbed my firearm, and I shot him one time. Punched me in the face. Right here? Right as well. Up around here. Okay. To be honest, I don't remember exactly. I stumbled.
You stumbled, alright.